All right, so let's start the test drive of this Model Y Standard. And I guess I could explain first what I'm doing here is that I'm going to be test driving this car, as well as explaining a couple of things that as I see what's different between this rear-wheel drive Model Y Standard and my own car, which is a premium AWD, so all-wheel drive car. So if you look at the car from outside, the front side of it is a bit different than the regular AWD car. There's the trunk, which you can actually open here, or the lift gate, like this. Works quite fine. You can stop it, you can close it, like that. You can open the front if you want. And then settings, if you look at these, a huge difference is that the seats are now kind of adjusted from the UI itself. So there's no physical buttons here, which is kind of interesting. Of course, that allows for you to have, I guess, a cheaper car, but that's how it is. And I'm here in the Turku Tesla Center, which is located in Raisio, and that's pretty interesting as well. But hey, let's take this car for a drive. So to start, I just press the brake pedal, I move this forward, I turn off the annoying sounds that we have in EU, which is that it will start to explain or start to make like blinking sounds if I'm going too fast. We can also check what kind of acceleration. So I have the regular acceleration on at the moment. And a bunch of cars here outside of Tesla Center Turku. And my old car over there, the white Model Y, that one there. So I just recently switched my car. So initially my first EV was Model Y 2023, which I drove now for 3 years. And switched it 2 weeks ago, actually. So now I have the premium all-wheel drive of this year. So the Juniper car. And this is the cheapest car Tesla makes at the moment, the cheapest Model Y that Tesla makes. So this is the real-wheel drive Model Y Standard. And this costs, if we look at the website, let's try to engage the Autopilot here. There. The gray wheel symbol is there, so I can actually engage it. For some reason it's not loading the page, so let's see what's up with that. And yeah, it's not loading. Let's look at it later. And I need to stop at the traffic light. Maybe now. If it's loading. Alankomaat, yeah, I'm not in the Netherlands. I'd love to be in the Netherlands, to be honest, because in the next 13 days we actually might be getting FSD full self-driving here for real. But since we're not, let's go to a different country, and we are in Suomi here. So that's Finland for you. But what's going on here? There. So if I order this car, come on. It costs 41,490. So it's the cheapest there is. Now in the test drive here, let's take it through its paces. Look at that. Interesting, the camera view is kind of choppy there. I've never seen this before. So I wonder what's up with this car. If there's something weird, or is it the browser that's doing that? Interesting. Let's test it again. So I'll turn on the blinkers soon, just to see if that's a bug I can reproduce. There's a bump. How are the bumps? Yeah, that handles it quite well. Yeah, but if you look at the prices, so 41,490 for this car. And the one I have is this one that cost 54. So that's exactly 13,000 euros more expensive. And then the performance model is 11,000 more than that. Well, actually 9,000 only. Interesting. Now this is not choppy anymore. Now the performance is quite good. I don't know what that was about. Maybe it was doing something in the background. So this is the route I usually like to take when I'm doing a test drive for these cars. This is behind the back lot of Mylly, which is a shopping center here in Raisio, Finland. It's 3 degrees Celsius outside at the moment, and this is overcast day at the moment. It's a bit windy. And here what's interesting is to compare the difference between the old Model Y and this new one with regards to suspension. So the suspension is a lot better in this one than the old one, even though this is a lot cheaper car. The previous car I got was about the same price as that one, maybe 55,000. But this one is drastically cheaper. So it's 40 kilometers per hour area. So let's take it slow here. And the brake pedal here is a mechanical one, so it's not brake by wire like in the Juniper, the more expensive Model Y, the premium one here. Now let's let the car drive itself. So I've again engaged Autopilot, which is just essentially lane assist with the traffic aware cruise control enabled. So keeps in the lane and also keeps the speed, takes into consideration if somebody's in front of me that it doesn't actually hit them. There's 7 speed bumps on this road, and it's good to test how it handles these. Some kids driving some bikes with their parents, looks like. And here, as you can see, I have the FSD package in this car. So if you go with here, you can see that it has it. FSD is here, but I don't have it enabled. I don't have anything else than TACC, traffic aware cruise control, and then Autopilot, which is now called automatic steering, auto steering essentially. Well, it still says Autopilot here. There's going to be a new update that comes to the EU and Finland that changes the name to something like Auto Steer. So it changes the name Autopilot. I guess that is due to legislative reasons in Europe, because we like our rulings here and rules to be exact. And if it's not fully Autopilot, I mean fully driving the car itself, then I guess Autopilot is a wrong term for that. Maybe that's the reason, but I really don't know. But I'm happily using it anyway. But yeah, we don't have FSD, the full self-driving, yet in Europe. Even though the car has it, it's not enabled. I cannot really use it. The only feature that it has at the moment here is that it can stop at the traffic light, and I need to press the accelerator pedal to make the car move forward. So here you can see that there's this red line. It's supposed to be stopping here when I'm not doing anything. You can see that it's mechanically stopping the car. Let's see if the brake pedal is moving. The brake pedal actually is not moving. But now when the traffic light, let's turn right by the way here. Now when the traffic light turns green, yeah, this is interesting. I noticed this bug earlier as well. Like if I put on the indicator to the right, it stops midway due to having this. So maybe it's a bug in the software at the moment. So I'll just make a bug report of that. So now I need to press the accelerator pedal to engage the car or let it drive forward again. But here in the Europe, in Finland, it's not allowed to really drive itself. So every single time that I go to an intersection or anything like that, I need to disengage the Autopilot by turning the wheel like this, and the car goes bloom bloom. That means that it's not engaged anymore. Another way to disengage is to press the brake pedal or just press the button again here. So that's basically 3 ways I can disengage. And there's always this audible feedback for me. So let's see if it stops at the traffic light. So this is pretty much the only feature you get with the FSD, and it costs 7,500 euros, which is almost equivalent to dollars here, or in the US. So it's not really, so look at this, if I'm not doing anything, it's just going to go straight and stop here. So it cannot drive at all, basically, other than just going straight in a line. And engage autopilot. And here, if you pay attention and look at this UI, top left corner, you can see that there's this new symbol at the bottom, which has a car icon and 2 vertical bars. So that means that it's now keeping the lane in the middle. So I assume that's something that the EU requires, that it tells the user that now it's engaged in trying to be with between the lanes, so having lane assist on, essentially. And let's see if it can figure out by using the camera over there and seeing my hand position when I'm not touching the wheel that I'm kind of being attentive or not. Let's see. So it's blinking blue. Looks like I need to turn the wheel. Let's see how it does this corner. Goes quite much to the left, but I think that was alright. And here in the next intersection, I know it stops or slows down the car quite a bit, because it figures that there's going to be some kind of corner or something like that it needs to slow down, but it's doing it like way too slow. I think it should be doing it a lot faster. So asking me to turn the wheel, I'll do that. Kaarreavustin käytössä, so cornering assistance on. And let's see how it handles this. Can it do it? Yeah, barely manages to do that slight corner or intersection. So here's my, coming up is my place where I usually just have this, I test the acceleration of the car, because there's the highway. Here. Let's just check that nobody's coming in behind me, so I can accelerate properly. Yeah, nobody's coming. So I'll just go to like 10 kilometers per hour and then press full on. So this is the acceleration you can get. It's not bad. It's pretty good. Better than like a gasoline car, I would say, like a regular one. And now my regular posture when I'm driving a car like this is to have my right leg around 90-degree angle like this, and then rest my hand and hold the wheel like this, so that the driver attentive awareness thing is making sure that I'm kind of being attentive, and it allows me to use autopilot. Because if I take my hands away like this, in around 15 to 20 seconds, what's going to happen? It's going to be starting to tell me, hey, pay attention, grab the wheel, and so on. So that's not nice. That hopefully changes when FSD is going to come here in Europe and Finland in the next month or so. So let's see what happens. And here, if you pay attention, you can see on the left hand side this red indicator. That means that the car is next to me, so I need to be paying attention. So here's IKEA. And another thing you can check here is that there's this supercharger station here which has 9 stalls available. So that means there's 3 Teslas being charged. Could be other cars as well, but at least 3 Teslas there. And I don't know what is that car? Ford Focus or something? Going at 85 kilometers per hour at this highway, where you can go at 100 kilometers per hour. Going way too slow. But I'm just gonna switch the lane to the right, and here you can see what we can get with the enhanced autopilot. So it's now doing the turn instead of me, or changing the lane in my stead, but it's not really that useful because I still have to engage it by giving it a little bit of a jolt to the right. Now autopilot is handling this this turn here. Let's see how it goes. Or corner. Yeah, it's going a bit fast there. And here as well, so I'm just gonna be disengaging instead. But yeah, if I like think about the feel of the car, the wheel is exactly the same that I have in my premium car, premium all-wheel drive. So basically the same as this car. The suspension feels quite similar to in here. There's more noise, but I feel like the noise is way less than my previous car. So it's kind of a market improvement over everything like that. Let's do another acceleration here. Here we can go to 100 kilometers per hour. So let's go full on from 10. This is the fastest this car can go. Yeah, but it's still like that's plenty. I actually don't need anything more myself. Like it doesn't have to be ridiculously fast. So this goes to 100 kilometers per hour from 0 in 7.2 seconds. My own car can do it in 4.8, but I've actually used it only once just to test it, and I only use it in the chill mode, which is here. I don't like to use the faster acceleration because I think it's too fast, to be honest. There's no point in that. Like, why would I need to use that? I'm going from A to P. Doesn't matter how fast I'm accelerating. It's going to be, anyways, I'm going to be limited by the speed limit, which I have to adhere to, of course. Let's move to the side. Oops. What happened there? It decided to come back on its own. Was that because of the car? I really don't know what happened there. Like, it was about to engage to the left, but then it decided to come back. I did not turn the wheel, but of course, because it did that weird thing, I took control and disengaged the autopilot by turning the wheel. So yeah, we're really not happy about that. Here on the right side you can see the Tesla Center Turku, which is located in Raisio, so in another city essentially. Oh, it literally tried to switch the lane to the right. Interesting. Like, that's the second mistake this did. I don't get it. Was it gonna turn into that truck? Yeah, I wasn't gonna let it do that or find out. I just grabbed the wheel instantly. Yeah, but I guess that explains how the autopilot is. It's not really good, so we really need a better thing here, which would be the full self-driving. Look at the gasoline prices. €2 per liter. But going in a straight line, I still like to use it. So I don't have the enhanced autopilot in my car. I have just the basic one, which comes with the car without any extra cost. And that one I do have on most of the times. And this car has it as well, which is great. So it's great to have a thing like this. It's really nice. So let's stop the car over here and take a look at it from the outside. This is some kind of weird parking spot, so I can just like use this for my advantage or for my leisure. Backing away, and it's really handy to have these cameras. All right, and putting this car to park requires you to press here or here at the top. So I think if I press these two buttons you can see at the top, if I press them for a little while and then press here, I could essentially change. Hold on. So if I, let's not put any music on, but if I press this on like that, can I then, I have to press the brake first, and then I have to press here. Come on, let's not play reverse. Here. Look at that. I am pressing, nothing's happening. Do I have to press again? All right, never mind. Curious. So, if I look at the car, this part is quite different. So you could basically put a handbag or even a larger bag over here. So this space is kind of, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that, but you can put something there. Of course, the problem might be that a bag could be falling over on your leg, which could be hindering your driving. But I'm not sure if that's good or not. But basically you have more space here. Could be an improvement for others and a setback for others. So there's no physical buttons here on the side of the car, of the seats to kind of change the position. Everything you have to do here. So the other seat you can also change, move back and forth. The glove box is the same otherwise as the Juniper version, except you don't have those nice slidey things here, which allows you to hide things and make it more kind of, I guess, premium feel. I do like the fabric over here, so it doesn't have that plastic or artificial leather, they call it. So I like this, although I haven't sat here for long, but I feel like it's pretty good. No perforated seats here anyways, so no cooling. These are all the same essentially. As I maybe showed you already, you can see that there's the front camera, which has a washer. There's a back camera, which does not have a washer, unfortunately. There's a front here. You can take a look at that and open the trunk as well. I'll take this card with me so I don't lose anything. Just checking that recording is on. So here's what the trunk looks like. It's pretty plain, not much to it. There's the hook that you're gonna put here at the front if you need some kind of help. Here you can see the washer's been doing its thing, and there's the camera. But this does look cheapish, and you might actually break this if you're not careful. There's no insulation here, and the washer fluid is conveniently here at the front, so there's nothing else to maintain in this car. And quite nice that you can just drop it like that and it falls into place. Looking at the trunk, we have a Type 2 cable with which you can charge your car from a public charger. And we have the tow hook over here. Looks like this. My car also has it. I haven't used it in the Juniper yet, but it's exactly the same as I had in my older Model Y. Then you have the triangle, the warning triangle that comes with the car. There's a sub-storage here at the back and one over here as well, where you can put stuff. As you can see, there's no buttons over here on the left-hand side with which you can kind of fold these seats. You have to do it actually manually. And the tow hook goes here at the back. I do like the look and feel of the car quite a bit. So I do like it. Look, it's pretty much the same as the regular Model Y, but at the front doesn't have this, what do you call it, the light bar in the middle. It still looks quite nice. And since the dimensions are the same, effectively it's the same car, like with regards to what you can put inside. There's no rear display here. Well, let's put on the camp mode here, so pressing here and camp like that. So now it's keeping the basically the heating the car, not keeping it on. There's vents here which you can manually change, which is quite nice. I like that. There's no flaps at the back here as in my Juniper Model Y, but I guess that's no biggie. You could order something extra here and do the same thing for that if you want. quite a bit of space here, I feel. Like if I'm sitting there myself and I'm sitting here at the back, you can see that it's exactly this Tesla cards amount. So yeah, and on the left side it's even more. Right side it's about that. So I have enough leg space. Is there like... No, I thought it was like 2 modes, but looks like it was just when I pressed it, it put it on for even brighter. So here, if you want to fold this, you have to press this lever, and then it goes down, and you can put it back up like that. And same for this. Yeah, so the whole thing comes down, and the headrest can be also extended, and here as well. That's nice. At the front, you don't have it, so my car doesn't have that either. But that's nice. And you can sit in the middle, and there's no panoramic roof as in my car. Not a big thing, but something to kind of take into consideration. I really like, if I'm driving the car, I don't really get any benefit of this. I guess for the other passenger at the back, it's something that they would be happy to see what's above, but it's not really a deal breaker. Well, the handles here are exactly the same as in the Juniper. Closing door sound. Any difference here? Maybe a little bit of more rattle than in the Juniper. Slightly. How about from the inside? That's not bad. Yeah, not bad. I think that's fine. Now if you look at the price on the website, I'm gonna go here, full screen. Come on. Let's go here. All right. So here you can see the price. Price difference. So if you would order this car today, you would get it around May 2026. Range is 534 WLTP. So that's kind of regular 20 degrees summertime in Europe, what you would expect to get. But that's just the comparatives. That's not real what you would get during wintertime. During wintertime, maybe just take 30 or 40% out of that, and then you would get what the actual is. So if you look at my car at the moment, it's around 609. I think when I ordered the car, hold on, no, it's this one. Yeah, so I have the all-wheel drive, so this one, and price difference is now 13,000, and then to go to the performance model, which I'm never gonna get, to be honest, would be 9,000 more. But like difference 13,000 between this and my car. Looking at the financing, which is the way I like to get the car, you can see it's 367 versus 462. And if you would like to take, for instance, like the diamond black version of the car, oh God, come on, because this would be my choice. Like my car is black at the moment. It would be 1,300 euros more, so not bad in that sense. Looks quite good. And then on top of that, I would also choose the Nokia studless tires, which is almost 3,000 euros. But if you put it into the loan itself, you could basically get that with the, I think it's 1% interest at the moment. Yeah, so with 1% interest. So with 5 years and 60 months. And for the car, for the money that you would put into the car would be 250 euros. I think that's the retainer, what they call it in English. So you get an estimate that it would be 479 euros per month, including everything. And yeah, let's not put that there, like the fuel savings and everything. And you can see that the finance would be by DNB or Santander. So that's what this car would cost. You would have to put down 250 euros, which is the reservation fee, but otherwise you could then get the car around that price. Yep. All right, but that's the standard Model Y essentially. So have to say, initial feeling that I have about this car is quite positive. I feel since it feels better than my previous car, this is kind of like halfway between the previous one from 2023 and the new one from this year or last year. It did have some updates this year, but I feel like if I would be looking for a cheaper car, this would definitely be it. Like, it has pretty much the same features, same dimensions and everything, and feels exactly the same, to be honest. I feel at home here. I've driven in my Model Y, as I said, for 3 years, now 2 weeks in the new one, and just jumping into this one, although there's differences like changing the seat position and things like that here, it is different for sure, but I can get used to this quite quickly. What is different, or what is interesting, that the steering wheel is kind of manual, so you have this lever here at the bottom, and with that you can then put it into the place you want. But like, who cares? Like, when I'm driving the car, I'm not really touching this. And even with my wife, I think we keep the steering wheel almost in the same position, so that's no biggie. So I wouldn't be missing this feature, to be honest. It's nice to have that the wheel changes position based on the person who sits in the car. The seat position changes, which would still with this one, and also the mirrors and everything, except this one. But it's just a plus thing, so it's not a must-have, to be sure. If you look at the software side, you can see that there's the browser, which you can use as full screen. Feels exactly as snappy as my own car, so it's really nice. So I haven't used Android Auto or anything like that much, but I feel like this is pretty good, so I don't feel like I'm missing anything with this. So this is the AMD Ryzen processor that it uses, and I feel like the responsiveness is good enough for me. There's a couple of games you can play, like Cuphead, which is quite nice. Have to install that. Requires you to have game controllers like PlayStation or Xbox controllers. You can play at the front only because this one does not have the rear display at all, so you cannot have passengers at the back playing or watching something. That's not a big thing, to be honest. I wouldn't miss it. You can change the look and feel of your car if you want visually in the app. You have the Tron mode, you have the Santa mode, Rainbow Road, which I actually do like to use sometimes. Light shows. You have the fart pillow. Boombox, which allows you to play audio outside or inside. You can make some songs. There's a romance mode or a fireplace mode. You can even put the car put it on Mars and have it kind of roam around as a Mars rover. Don't really see the benefit of that. It's just basically a fun feature, I guess. And then you have theater, with which you can watch Netflix, YouTube, Twitch, Tesla tutorials, or even Disney Plus. If you want to use Disney Plus, you just have to log in once with your browser, and then you can do that. Like, you can use the application. It shows up there. For some reason, they just moved it away. Maybe there was some feud between Tesla and Disney. I don't know. But yeah, really do like this car. Based on this test drive today, it's fair to say I could be thinking of having this car next. If I own the Juniper for 3 years, sell it off, maybe I could get this one next. And I'm sure the next version of this would be even better. The main thing would be to have, FSD as a monthly subscription to have the car drive in those months when I use it. So yeah, pretty nice. And let's take this back to Tesla headquarters and use the auto park. The Rainbow Road looks like that. So that means that Autopilot is engaged. Oh, the LED light strip is missing from this version, so in the premium one you have that. Not really a feature that is kind of mandatory. It's fun to have. I do use the light during nighttime because it gives you a nice vibe, but yeah, it's not a must thing to have. Yeah, the suspension is great. If I go over these bumps, I barely even notice them. Let's test if the auto park works here. Put it in the middle. I'm going at 3 kilometers per hour and I can still engage that, so I don't actually have to stop it, I don't have to put myself into a complete stop. It can start to engage even when I'm moving slightly. And here I have to pay attention. As the car is driving, I'm still supervising it. And there he goes. This is a feature I've tested quite extensively. When it arrived, I think was it 2 years ago? And I do like this quite a bit. I've found it to be working pretty much flawlessly. In the very first time I used it, the very first parking I did there in Verkkokauppa area, it failed, but every single other time it has worked, even when I put it through the hardest paces, meaning like parallel parking and stuff like that, where there's barely enough room, and I would not park the car myself. Look at this, it folded the mirrors automatically. And now I'll just park this guy over. I guess let's put it over this one. So I guess I'll plug the car in as well. But now I have to pay attention once more because I'm supervising the car. If it does something wrong, it's on me. So I'm ready to press the brake pedal if needed. Boop boop. Yep, so that's that test drive. I'll just plug it in and then I'll leave off and give this key back to the Tesla guys here.